December now in the garden, and it's supposed to be 5 degrees today, but it's absolutely freezing cold here in South Wales. I've been out in the garden today having a little look around and just doing a little bit of tidying up. And if you remember, back in the summer, I put some plants in the bottom of my acer pots, and these now have filled out, and this is also known as a creeping jenny plant. It's a ground cover plant. It'll grow 10 centimetres tall and will spread about 1/2 to 3/4 of a metre wide. Well, I was thinking today, why not remove some of this from the pot and just place it in some places in the garden just to overspill the log edging and just to add a little bit of interest. I'm not really one for adding too many annual flowers. I do add a few in the summer months, but I thought that this would really fill up the gaps throughout the autumn and winter months when the annuals have finished. And as it's a low growing plant, it will cover up the bare earth in the garden and basically just give a carpet of colour. It does in the summer months produce some lovely yellow flowers like these here, and I really do like this plant. It's getting quite windy out here now, so I've left a little bit of the original plant, so hopefully this will spread again in the spring, and I've just topped it up with some compost. And then just looking around the garden, I've placed one lot here, and I think that'll be nice in the spring there with some yellow flowers just trailing over the edge, and that can fill out there and just cover the earth. Not the best time really to be moving plants about, and I have made a little bit of a mess there, but hopefully now it'll get its roots down during the winter and next spring you can have some lovely yellow flowers. And I've also placed some in this corner here, which I'm hoping that it'll spread out and trail over the wall. And this is on the way to the greenhouse. This plant here I love for ground cover, and this also started off as a few little plants in pots. I think I started off with about 3, and this has been in the ground now probably 2 years. And what I do is just split the plant and just take a little cutting off the corner and plant it somewhere else in the garden. And this just spreads through, but it looks really nice on the edges of the pathway. December is not the best time of year to be looking at this plant, but I know that here in South Wales it does come through the winter without any problems at all. I use a lot of common ivy along the front of borders, and this started off as a few plug plants, and now if I move this large leaf out of the way, you can see that it's filled in beautifully all along the front. I love the way that it gently falls just over the edges of the borders. These are some of the Heucheras that I have in my garden, and they come in lots of different colours. Some of them are very dark and others are more variegated, and in the summer they do have some beautiful flower spikes on them in all different shades. They are very handy for popping in spaces in the garden, and I also use them at the front of borders just to give some interest in the garden. I've got a few Hebes in my garden, and these three I've got in the oval bed. This one here is a variegated Hebe. Beautiful colours on this. And I do love the interesting leaves on this one, the way that they stand up in the garden. Absolutely beautiful plant. You wouldn't believe that only last year these started off as tiny potted plants, and look at the size on them now. Another plant that I use in the garden is Mind Your Own Business, and this just spread throughout the garden. It's dying back a little bit now for the winter, and this just fills up all the gaps along the front of borders and in between paving stones. Well, I hope you've enjoyed looking round my garden today in December and seeing some of the ground cover plants that I enjoy planting in my garden. And I hope this has inspired you to have a go next spring at maybe trying some of these plants for yourself. So until next time, see you all soon. Bye for now.